Welcome to the Get Fit Guys, quick and dirty tips to slim down and shape up. My name is Ben Greenfield, and I'm the Get Fit Guy. In last week's episode, I gave you the first 7 of 16 push-up variations that you can use to introduce more variety into your fitness program, work different muscles, and pursue different fitness goals. Today, I'm going to give you the final 9 variations. So, let's jump right in, and remember, you can get a video of any of these over at getfitguy.quickanddirtytips.com by clicking on the show notes for this episode or the previous episode on push-ups. The next push-up is number 8, and it's the narrow grip push-up. And in the episode, How to Tone the Backs of Your Arms, I taught you that narrow grip push-ups are a fantastic triceps exercise, but only if you focus on keeping your elbows in as you do them. So to do a proper narrow grip push-up, simply move your hands slightly closer together, and as you perform the push-up, focus on ensuring that your elbows brush the sides of your rib cage rather than flaring out. Number 9 is the one-leg push-up. And when you lift one leg off the ground during the push-up, you place a much higher amount of stress on the leg that is left on the ground. And you also shift more weight to your upper body muscles and your abs. You can alternate legs or simply leave one leg elevated during the entire set. The Spider-Man push-up is next. This is one of my favorites. It's a great way to work the sides of your abs and load your upper body more intensively. To do it, simply perform a push-up, but as you lower yourself to the ground, drive your right knee to your left elbow. You'll look just like Spider-Man. And then push yourself back up as you bring that leg back to the starting position. Then do another push-up, but this time drive your left knee to your right elbow. This exercise can be made even more difficult by doing it with your feet on a raised surface, or, as you learned in the last episode, doing it with fists rather than with your hands flat on the ground. Number 11 is the dive bomber push-up. And if you don't have access to a weight that you can press overhead, but you still want to work your shoulders in a similar manner, then the dive bomber push-up comes in handy. To do this version of the push-up, you begin with both hands about 12 inches in front of your body. You imagine an electric fence or a barbed wire fence above your hands, and then you dive under that fence in a swooping motion. And then you reverse direction and swoop back. You may need to watch the video for this one, but that's okay. It's right there over at getfitguy.quickanddirtytips.com. This is also a fantastic flexibility exercise for your low back and your hamstrings. Next is a clapping push-up. And explosive push-ups like the clapping push-ups, in which you clap between each push-up, outperform nearly every other variation in terms of the force requirements to push your body off the ground. Of course, the high-impact nature of this variation can make it difficult if you have low back problems. So you place an enormous stress on your lower spine when your hands land, and you need to be careful with this if you do have low back problems. Number 13 is the torso forward push-up. And when you shift your torso forward during the push-up, you use more of your chest and less of your triceps compared to a normal push-up position. So to do this, you just begin the push-up with your hands placed farther back, closer to your rib cage, than you normally would. The next variation is a torso back push-up. And as you may have guessed already, the previous variation is just reversed. So when you shift your torso back during the push-up instead of forward, you use less of your chest and more of your triceps. You can begin this version with your hands about 6 to 12 inches farther out in front of you than you would normally place your hands. All right, are you ready for the last 2? Number 15 is the weighted push-up. So if a bodyweight push-up is feeling too easy and you need more of a challenge for your upper body or your abs, then you need to add weight to a push-up. And one way to do this is to put weight plates on your back, like the weight plates that you see at the gym. Now, you may need assistance from a partner to do this, and so if you don't have a partner around to put a big heavy plate on your back, you can just use a backpack filled with books or heavy weights, and this is a perfect way to add resistance to a push-up. Number 16 is the elastic band push-up, and if you don't have weights or a backpack, or you want to experience resistance in both the lowering and the raising phases of the push-up, then you can strap an elastic band or elastic tubing with handles across your back and put one end of the elastic band or tube in each hand. Now, when you do push-ups with an elastic band, you'll find that the band accelerates you towards the ground. So to get the best strength or muscle-building results, you should resist that acceleration and do this version of the push-up in a slow and controlled manner. So, there you have it. 16 variations of the traditional push-up that work your entire body. Now, be sure you go back and listen to the first version of the push-ups episode if you want to get all 16. And if you have more questions about the push-up variation video push-up tips or your own push-up variations to add, then you can join the conversation over at facebook.com/getfitguy. And until next time, I'm the Get Fit Guy asking you, what are you waiting for? Go get fit.